Mayor Andrew Young and the Mayor's Task Force on Public Education invited local and national institutions to participate in Dream Jamboree. The Jamboree was a two-day exploration of educational and training opportunities available to high school students to help prepare them for careers in the 90s and beyond. Dream Jamboree was held May 2nd through 4th at the Apparel Mart at the Atlanta Market Center and was attended by approximately 12,000 9th and 11th grade students from the Atlanta Public School system. The Dream Jamboree allowed these students to meet representatives from various post-secondary educational and training programs and to explore potential careers. From the experience, the students should be better able to plan the high school curricula around the requirements of the careers or training they prefer.
This is really a time for the next 90 minutes for you to think about what you're going to be doing for the next 10 years. That is, preparing for through high school, to go into college, to go into the workforce, and to organize your future. Move on through, move to the right, the left, down the center. Look for some of the good schools that you've never heard of before. Sometimes the schools that you've never heard of before may be the place that will open up new doors for the future for you.
In addition to 12,000 high school freshmen and juniors, over 2,000 seniors, private school and junior community college students, along with their parents and counselors, were invited to an evening session on May 3rd. The session was designed to give the students and their parents an opportunity for more in-depth discussions with institutional representatives, as well as to allow undecided seniors to have additional exposure to career options.
So in that particular, let me give you another example. So let's say at school A, if the costs are $3,000, if your family contribution is $3,000, you're not eligible for financial aid. If you apply to a place like Brown and the family contribution is $3,000, you're eligible for $18,600. Okay. Someone just asked me to explain family contribution. Family contribution, everyone, is the calculated contribution from the student from summer work, contribution from the student from what they have in savings, and mom and dad's contribution. That is the family contribution. Exactly.
Now, there is an article in USA Today stating that there is a certain amount of salaries that then says that your student is not available for any financial aid. What is that ceiling?
Well, that's involved. Let me give you an example. You can't always base it on total income. I can highlight family A. Mom is a widow. She just lost her husband a year ago. She makes $30,000 a year in her job. She only has one child. In that particular case, she's not eligible for financial aid. Why? Let me give you some background. When Dad died, they had sizable savings. They got $200,000 or $300,000 in savings. The house may be paid for. She may own 2 or 3 apartment buildings.
Mayor Young and the task force extended a nationwide invitation to colleges and universities, junior and community colleges, technical and proprietary institutions, union apprenticeship programs, military educational programs, and corporations, representing a wide variety of post-secondary educational and training programs. Each organization was requested to send a representative and set up an exhibit emphasizing the unique fields of study or career opportunities it provides.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ozzy Ross, and I'm an airline pilot for U.S. Air. And I was born and raised right here in Atlanta. I grew up in Carver Homes. I went to Price High School. And I got all of my flying career and activities right here in Atlanta, Charlie Brown Airport. What I'd like for you all to do is stop by our booth 120 and check us out over back there. We have a lot of careers in aviation, not only pilots and flight attendants, but there are other careers such as mechanics, you have ticket agents, and also you have other different areas that you can look into, lawyers and attorneys and computer specialists. So I'd like for you all to stop in booth 120 and check us out, and I hope everyone enjoy themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those students who are right in here who aren't talking with anyone at the time, if you would just move in a little bit closer to the stage and give us your attention just for a few minutes. If you're engaged in a conversation with a recruiter, please continue. If you aren't involved at the moment, please gather around the stage. The next individual I'd like for you to meet is Rashid Abdullah, who's with the Transportation Communications Union, and he'll tell you a little bit about his special advanced training program.
Good morning. My name is Rashid Abdullah. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I've been working with TCU for 3 years. Transportation Communication Union run an advanced training program for the clerical transportation industry. I've personally worked for Amtrak for 13 years. There are a lot of good jobs available in the transportation industry, not only with the railroad, but with the airlines, highway transportation, and the other modes of transportation. We are located in booth 500. If you want more information about our training program, we'll be training you in the clerical field, data entry, customer service, and other related fields. I have one of you on, Urania Nicholson, who attended Frederick Douglass High School. So the program does work, and also our trainees. So we're over in booth 500. You're welcome to come over and talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me see the hands of all of those who are interested in businesses and owning their own business and being an entrepreneur. Do we have any out there? Well, would you come especially close, because I'd like to introduce you to, first of all, Rhonda Brown, who is president of the Atlanta Business League, and she will talk to you a little bit about business as a career.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to get a chance to talk to you all just for a few minutes. And I'm very interested in what you want to be, because regardless of what profession or career that you want, it's all related to business. If some of you want to be nurses in a private hospital or even in a private practice, then that institution is operated as a business. So everyone should have some interest. There are two things that I represent today. One, my own company. Brown Office Supply is located downtown. As a matter of fact, we are very close to where you are right now. And we sell the things that you need, like pads and pencils and pens and erasers and things of that sort. And we would always enjoy any of the students to come down and visit us. We're 10 years old, and I've lived in Atlanta for about 15 years now. The other thing that I represent is the Atlanta Business League, which is an organization of all African American and other minority businesses in the metro Atlanta area. Our office is located downtown also at 818 Washington Street. And one of the best things that we have to offer students is our student business league. We have high school students involved, and some of you may have come to our student business day, which we host in September of every year. We invite you all to come out and join us at Pasca's Restaurant every third Tuesday to the Atlanta Business League meetings. And we hope to see some of you either owning your own business or working in a business as a career. Thanks, and have a good day.
Thank you very much. The next individual that I would like for you to meet owns her own business. Her name is Joanne Barringer of Barringer Catering.
Good morning. I'm Joanne Barringer of Barringer's Catering. Our office is located in Stone Mountain, Georgia. We are a catering business that has been in effect since 1985, and we offer a number of items and menus for our clients. If you would like to know more about starting your own business as a caterer or getting into any aspect of the food service business, come by and see us at the booth next to Lindsay Cosmetics. We'll be happy to answer any questions and to provide you any information you would need as far as a career in food service. We look forward to talking to you. Please come by and see us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that booth is located directly behind the stage in back of us. Our next entrepreneur doesn't own just one business, but several businesses. And I'd like to present to you Mrs. Bussey from Bussey Florist.
Thank you, Mrs. Young. I'm Alice Bussey, co-owner of Bussey's Florist. We have 3 shops currently in the city of Atlanta, been in business since 1962. My husband started Bussey's Florist when he was 17 years old. It was his dream, as working in the summer job at the age of 13 and 14, that he learned the skill of how to do flower arranging. And that's when he decided he wanted to be in his own business. So you are not too young to think about going into your own business now. Our latest challenge is that we want to have a business in underground Atlanta, and that's why we will have our 4th location. We do all types of arrangements, such as this arrangement here. This is called a bud vase. Many of you see the flowers and you see the buds of the flowers. What we teach at Spelman College is how to arrange this flower arrangement. We also teach entrepreneurship, how to operate a business. So if any of you are interested further, please come see me at the booth directly behind this stage. And that's Bussey's Florist, and I'll be happy to answer any question you might have about business ownership as a career.
Thank you very much. And you see this lovely bouquet? Right before you leave, we're going to auction it off so you can give it to your mother or your girlfriend or your friend. You know, there are a lot of different kinds of careers. I bet you've never thought about a career in activism, in taking a cause and working for it and making a living doing it. Billy Avery is going to talk to you a little bit about her career, activism in the area of women's health.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. I grew up in DeLand, Florida, and the only thing I heard about health was that a lot of our people in the black community were dying and being real sick, having a lot of diseases and a lot of problems that we could do something about. After the death of my husband in 1970, I became motivated to start doing something that could help us as a nation of people stop being sick and tired of being sick and tired. We founded the National Black Women's Health Project, which is a self-help advocacy organization where women come together and talk about the health issues that are affecting our lives and make decisions as to what we can do. Some of you out there will become activists in many different ways. Some of you will be stricken by some of the causes, some of the many things that's happening. It might be in the line of health, it might be in drugs, it might be in education, but activism certainly will provide a very active and wonderful career for you. I would like for you to think about all of the things that you can consider doing in terms of health. Not only can each and every single one of you become a doctor, you can also enter into many of the other health fields and also health education, which is necessary in terms of developing a perspective that makes sense for health education delivery for our people. If you're interested in more of what you can do about the National Black Women's Health Project, look us up in the phone booth. We're over on 1237 Gordon Street Southwest. We'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we want to thank all of these individuals who've donated their time to come in, volunteer their efforts to talk with you a little bit about their careers. Continue your involvement and make sure you talk to as many people as possible. Thank you. I'm Jean Young, the chair of the Mayor's Task Force on Public Education. And very quickly, since this is our 7th year for the Dream Jamboree, 7th year, 8 years in the administration, but our 7th year for Dream Jamboree, I wanted to quickly outline for you a few of the things that we have accomplished during this administration with the Mayor's Task Force on Public Education. One of the early things we did was the movie From Mao to Mozart, in where we invited all of the teachers, sort of a teacher's appreciation evening, to the Civic Center. And of course, Andrew has visited, I think, just about every school in the system several times, plus given innumerable interviews to children, telephone calls that we get at night saying, I got a project tomorrow, could you tell me something about what your job is, as well as doing recommendations for students going off to college and various other institutions. We co-sponsored with Apple Corps a handbook on the Atlanta Public School System that we purchased for all of the primary grades families. We co-sponsored tens of public forums and hearings and lectures and other educational events, such as the City Hall Town Meeting on the Quality Basic Education Act. We worked with IBM in placing Writing to Read programs in our 13 city-run daycare centers. We sponsored a Black History production by Town and Gown at the Southside Comprehensive Center. We involved more than 300 young people in the prior to the Democratic National Convention in the Children's Express, which is a national newspaper written and produced by children. We have facilitated the placing of Apple computers in ACOR, which is a homeless shelter for women and children. We sponsor with Equitable the Mayor's Scholars Program, where $4,000 is awarded to 4 students. And of course, the essay this year was If I Were Superintendent, and they gave Dr. Harris some excellent suggestions. Not so sure he's going to be able to carry them all out, though some of them were a little wild also. This year we had a new impetus in terms of we had a Mayor's Scholars Teachers Award, where certificates were awarded to the 4 teachers of the 4 students, and each teacher was awarded $250. And of course, our big event, the Dream Jamboree, in which we invite all of these outstanding institutions from locally and statewide and across the country to come and to take a look at our students. And then we have, during that time, the Parents and Public Night, where we provide workshops for the parents on how they can assist their children achieve their dreams. And it's been a great experience, and we know that this is going to continue in the next administration. But as we sort of close out this administration, we want to thank you for all the kind of cooperation you've given us, and we hope that this Dream Jamboree is going to be the best ever. Thank you very much. Now, if Mayor Young will please come forward for a minute. Where's your thing? You know, it takes other people to help us to really do this. We can't do it alone. In addition to our wonderful volunteers, the task force members, we have some corporate citizens who give their resources to help to make this event a success. And we would like to award to them a lovely Dream Jamboree hat. Okay,
Georgia Power has printed 180,000 copies of the Dream Jamboree Handbook over the past 6 years. And so if Art McClung, James Davis, Doug Bowles, Bob Scherer, who's here from Georgia Power? Georgia, have you looked at that book? The Dream Jamboree booklet is comparable to a college directory that would cost you about $10.95. In fact, I think it's better than the college directory because it gives you much more relevant information. We couldn't do that without Georgia Power. Let's give Georgia Power a hand. The Gannett Foundation. Cheryl Gripper, that's 11 Alive. In addition to picking on our workers in the streets, they do some very, very good things. Portman Properties. When the Civic Center became the Sidetrack Museum, the Dream Jamboree was without a home. And Portman Properties has taken us into the apparel mart here. Is a representative of Portman Properties present? Kathy Johnson was here early. Okay. And there are many, many others. This is one of the things that most of the city staff works on in addition to their ordinary duties. This is a labor of love. Everybody working on the Dream Jamboree has a full-time job doing something else. And yet, after hours and in addition to their regular work, they put together this fabulous opportunity, bringing some 15,000 young people together with more than 200 job and educational opportunities. So I wish you'd give the volunteer staff of the city of Atlanta a hand. Let me read them off, my wife says. Major Holly and the staff of the Police Bureau Special Operations, Lieutenant Banda and Sergeant Griffin, and personnel and crime prevention, the Police Athletic League units, the Department of Public Works, Commissioner Chester Fournier and Georgia Scott, the Bureau of Traffic and Transportation, Sandra Stinson Stout and Earl Slider, Atlanta Public School Detectives, Lieutenant Collier and his staff, Atlanta Public Schools Transportation Section, Mr. Joe Travis and staff and drivers, Atlanta Public Schools high school principals and counselors, the Archer High School Center of Retailing made the T-shirts, and the West Fulton High School Occupation Service Training Specialty is preparing and serving the food. They deserve a pretty big hand. This is a very good job, and of course, the George School of the Arts for providing our music.
If Dr. Kendall and Ms. Marion Jones would please come forward.
Good evening. I would like to say to you that Dream Jamboree really doesn't happen by accident. And I would like to bring before you the people who really worked to make this dream a reality. Would the members of the Mayor's Task Force on Public Education please join us here on... No, one of them up. Would all the members of the Mayor's Task Force on Public Education please come forward? Mary Lou, you can come on up here.
Dr. Jim, who is that?
Dr. Jim Young. Dr. Foster, would you please come up?
Looks good. Okay.
Did we leave anybody out?
We're going to make this brief. So you want to say a word or you want to start?
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Mayor's Task Force on Public Education, a group of men and women who have worked tirelessly to put on 7 Dream Jamborees. Some of them have been with us since the inception. Some of them were with us when it was really a dream. When it started on 250 Spring Street, when we were trying to elect a mayor, we decided that education was very important to us. And we put together the mayor's task force probably right then and there. And then we moved into City Hall and worked and worked and grew and grew. And we are here tonight to say that we are proud to have been a part of making Dream Jamboree a great success. I present to you one of our founding members, who is Dr. May Kendall, who was with us from the beginning, to bring some words.
Thank you, Marion. When we were deliberating about who would say what first, Marion looked at me and said, you want to start? I said, no, you start. And then I said, well, and by that time she grabbed the mic, and I realized why. She really had a speech that she was determined to make this evening. And we really do appreciate that. One of the things I want to do is to present to you one of our newest and most creative and hardworking members of this task force, and that is Mrs. Earlene Harris, our First Lady of Education in the City of Atlanta. Would you please just step forward, Earlene? We want you to know that we deeply appreciate and highly cherish the kind of work and creativity that you've shared with this group and joined right in with us and helped to make all of these dreams become a reality. And Jean, to you, I think all of us wish that we could sound a chorus of love and appreciation to you and Andy, but especially because you have been there at all of those times when we needed to get that special touch. It was she who was right there to nourish the task force and to be sure that we were on target with our assignments. And at this time, Susan Ross, who is also one of the founding members of this group, will make a presentation to Mrs. Young.
Hello. Hello. We deeply appreciate the leadership that Jean Young has shown us. I think the kind of commitment. Oh yes, could I ask Mayor Young to join us also? Yeah, we want you to be supportive here today. Okay. All right. We have sat through many long Saturday mornings and evening sessions to get where we are today. And Jean has been to about almost every one of them and has been on the phone with us up until the wee hours of the morning planning things. And we just wanted to do a few things to show our appreciation. The first really is to give you a historical perspective on Dream Jamboree. This packet is a packet of all of the Dream Jamboree handbooks, from the very first little handbook that we did in conjunction with the Exodus program in 1983, all the way through the Great Georgia Power Productions up to 1989. So from the Mayor's Task Force on Education, here is a very rare, complete set of Dream Jamboree handbooks. And secondly, in addition to the Dream Jamboree, I think one of the programs we've had that has made the most impact on our students has been the program that we have co-sponsored with the Equitable Foundation. This year, for the 5th year, we've given scholarships to 4 Atlanta public high school students that will enable them to pursue their college education and fulfill their dreams. So our second presentation is a picture of you and the Mayor's Scholars for 1989.
This task force is full of surprises. I really didn't know anything about this, nor that little piece that was in the handbook, if you get a chance, where it honors not only me, but my entire family. Something very special about our scholars this year, and let me just announce the schools that they came from, because I think it says something about our city. We had a student from Douglas High School, we had a student from North Fulton High School, we had a student from Northside High School, and we had a student from Carver High School. We had 2 males and 2 females. We had 3 blacks and 1 white. And all of these students were selected without us knowing anything about them except the essay that they wrote. And it was fine, just an excellent group of essays. And if any of you had an opportunity to read Tom Cheapin's editorial about it, because he was one of our readers, and he said,